All right, we got the chill music on. Armor's calm. Let's talk about Armor 2.0. So here I have the blog that came out today at like 9 a.m. my time, so 12 hours ago. This is a preview of Armor 2.0 and the Party Powder Heist. PP Heist. I hadn't put those two together until now, but we will be referring to it as the PP Heist. This is the blog about Armor 2.0 and the PP Heist. Fantastic. All right. Hello, Heisters. Long time no blog. Yeah. It sure has been. We've been hard at work on upcoming. We've been hard at work at coming. We've been hard at work on upcoming updates, as well as making plans for more Payday 3 in 2025. We apologize for the wait. Without further ado, let's get going. Armor 2.0 will launch on May 26th alongside the PP Heist. $5 heist, by the way. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, they talk about Jacket a little here at the beginning. I don't want to skip this because I think it was actually very good. Massive thank you to each of you for reception of Jacket was amazing. Which is good because I think Jacket was actually a good update. I don't like that the melee was paid. Apparently I was in a very small crowd there, so I'm not gonna like talk that up too much. Jacket was really well done. Like the character Jacket was really well done. Jacket turned out great and it was pretty cheap for what it was, so I'm not mad. It was good. They're happy. Dennerton's happy. I think 90% of us are happy, so we've seen a lot of people playing as Jacket. Cool. So thank you to everyone who helped make it a success. Your support really means a lot to us. I think it's important to call that out. I know this is supposed to be the Armor 2.0 blog, but I think it's important to call out the fact that Jacket did well and was made very well. All right, time for the juicy bits. Being worked on, so you don't have to skim the text looking for it. This is an all-in-one update releasing on May 26th. We're going to be previewing some of the below content in our weekly streams on Twitch, YouTube, and social channels. So if it's not talked about here, it's not in the next update is what I'm hearing. I'm pretty sure that's what they're saying here. Armor 2.0. The highly anticipated feature, Armor 2.0, is all but ready to release. Since we haven't mentioned it in a while, here's a preview for those who had time to forget. Anyone who needs a recap, we might go over to this recap. I have it up here just in case. The full system ended up being pretty much spot on when compared to that first draft. It's been tested and validated both internally and with partners to good feedback. They didn't say this during the ammo funnel thing, but I'm sure they were testing it internally as well. So yeah, so it seems the system is 1-to-1 and they tested it with internal testers and partners. I am not a partner that gave feedback. I have not seen any Armor 2.0 anything that isn't public. So I am technically a Starbreeze partner. It's basically just in name. We were coordinating on stuff like Community Day, but that doesn't happen anymore. I don't have access to the like spoiler channel is what we call it, where they, talk about things that are coming out soon. So I am not part of that group. So don't beat me up. If it sucks, put Noli on the cross. Straight to the cross with Noli. But yeah, I was not part of the team that internally tested this and gave feedback. So, but apparently, internally and with partners, it was good. It's shaping up nicely. Some context for the images. These are 4 different armor frames. There's 4 in total, and they have 1 to 4 armor slots respectively. Each has a bonus effect in their own up and down side, such as affecting the amount of downs and carry capacity. There are 4 different armor frames. There's 4 in total, you have 1 to 4 armor slots respectively. Each has a bonus effect and their own up and down sides, such as affecting the amount of downs and carry capacity. Except, these do not affect the max amount of downs. And honestly, the way this is set up is pissing me off. Alright, we can actually freaking look at them all at the same time now. Jesus Christ. Here we have all 4 of our armor frames. I have put them in order from least plates to most plates, 1 to 4. By the way, it said it changing your number of downs, right? It was like, each has a bonus effect in their own up and down sides, such as affecting your amount of downs and carry capacity. Except, they don't affect your number of downs. The plates do, the armors don't. So you still max out at 4 downs, which is wacky, by the way, because the whole point of a med build is having more downs. And then using a mercenary frame, I don't even think it's possible for you to get to 4 downs. Let's say you used all normal chunks. You start with like 4 downs as it is, which means you get -1 down per plate, which means you go to 0. You start with 3. It's already hurting my brain, dude. So like, okay, nitpicking that little bit aside, they didn't phrase that correctly because the frames don't affect the number of downs you have. The armor plates affect the number of downs you have. Let's take a look at the passives first and talk about why they're completely stupid and just borderline useless most of the time. So, medtech frame. First aid kits replenish an additional 40 health points. Fantastic. I could already carry like freaking 5 of them on me and live forever with them. Now they heal They only heal 25 right now, right? An additional 40 health points per first aid kit. When they heal 25 right now, it's almost a 200% increase. You go from 25 to 65 per first aid kit. That's pre-nerf, I'm pretty sure. Like somewhere around there, that's like pre-nerf. So, medtech frame. Just change that to say makes you unkillable because you have so much in your pockets. Consumable slots 4, by the way, which means you can actually carry more first aid kits than you can right now in the main game. Awesome. I can carry 6 consumables with the skill to increase it by 2, right? Specialist frame. If you have a tool in your loadout, you always have a tool in your loadout. Start the highest with 1 additional tool of that type, applied before extra pockets. So, base HP is 100 before fortitude. Yeah, you can heal over half a health bar with 1 first aid kit. And I'm pretty sure you actually get more adrenaline if you have, like, a bunch of other things going on. So, realistically, first aid kit, instant extra health bar. Whack. Freaking whack, dude. So that's incredibly overpowered. That's way too strong. They better, like, buff the cops to deal double damage. Anyway, back to this. I think it's hilarious that they said, okay, which plates are the stealth players going to be using? Because they're the only ones that really use tools. Give them the 2-plate armor, not the lightest armor. That's funny. This just means more ECMs, which don't really have a use in loud. Tripwires and motion sensors is all I can think, but it's already so easy to mark enemies. This is basically useless. So I'm not taking 2-plate vest for the passive. Saboteur flame. If you have no throwable for 15 seconds, replenish 1 throwable. Actually fantastic, because the ammo economy is so fricked I can't pick up ammo boxes. I pick up 1 and then I have full ammo. And I don't get throwables back from having edge and picking up boxes. So, like, great. I finally have a way to get throwables back. You took out a system everybody liked and then brought it back. Where have we seen that one before? Hint, it's melee weapons. I believe 2-plate and 3-plate is functionally useless. At least 3-plate has a relevant bonus. That is the only thing I think for 3-plate that is relevant. Is that passive. But then, so like it has a little bit of use. A little teeny tiny bit of use. Getting throwables back. So let's look at the 4-plate frame, mercenary frame. I'm just going to call them 1, 2, 3, and 4, by the way. I'm not calling them based off of their names ever again. When you kill an enemy, restore 1 point of trauma to your armor plate. So I was going over the numbers before this. Do you know how much armor a single blue plate is? 1 blue plate of armor is 75 health. You need to get 75 kills to restore 1 entire plate total over the entire game. 2 shotgun shots. I'm pretty sure, maybe it's 3. It could be 3 shotgun shots will break 1 of your plates. So not only do you need to take some damage and have trauma to heal up, you have to get probably like 30 kills on that same plate to reach a break point to not lose your health from a shotgun shot. Or not lose the plate from a shotgun shot. It's abysmal. It doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely 0 sense. So I really, like, it sounds cool on paper. Like, whoa, I can actually restore some trauma damage by getting kills. It's cool on paper. 1 point sounds absolutely stupid when we consider the fact you're getting 40 HP from a first aid kit in your pocket. Yeah, that's pretty much it, Nanner. If you want to restore your entire blue plate, you need to not lose your shield plates and run 1 blue on the end, which is like the only way that I can think this works. What's your massive oversight you found, Onion? Yeah, that's what I mean though, Fabricate. It's kind of weird that the 2-plate gets this passive when, like, stealth gamers would probably want to go fastest with a 1-plate. Why would I take a speed penalty just to have an additional, like, ECM or something? The impact plate demonstration was used on normal difficulty? I'm not sure. Okay, we'll look through the rest of the blog in a sec. We're kind of just taking this at face value right now. Okay, so, fantastic. For anybody that doesn't remember, this is how the armors work. Okay, so they actually buffed it even more, by the way. Each chunk of armor you add increases the regen time. There is no regen speed per armor. It is only per plate. So if you have 4 normal plates, it's 1.5 seconds per plate, which is 6 seconds total. If you have 4 plates, for example. If you have shield plates, it's going to be like... This is the only interesting part, but I really think it's going to boil down to people just finding the meta and using it. The shield plates add 3 seconds every time. So let's say, for example, you have 1 shield plate, 3-second regen time. 2 shield plates, 6 seconds total. And it's the whole thing. It's the whole bar. 9 seconds, 12 seconds. I'm sure that's probably cut down with some skills. We can probably get that down to like 9 seconds on a 4-plate with shield, which is very fast. It's almost twice as fast as current 4-plate armor. So metagamers are the least fun part of any community. Yeah, but there's only like 2 ways to play Payday 3, so that's all people are going to do is just use the 2 or 3 ways to play. Everybody's going to have ammo funnel. They're going to have something that instantly like recharges your armor or recharges your armor very quickly. And they're going to probably run like 1-plate shield or 4-plate shields. I don't believe the blog mentions any skill changes. So I think normal got slightly buffed to have more damage reduction, which means maybe it'll take like 3 shotgun shots. Infinite smokes. Yeah, exactly. Like marking enemies is going to be insane. You're not going to take any damage, etc. It's wild. Armor funnel. I do think this is going to just absolutely 86 adaptive armor. It's inferior damage reduction. You have to make sure the chunk doesn't break. You're just going to take shield instead. Screw that 2-second regen time. That is... Unless they do what I think they're going to do with the skills, and they're like, don't worry, guys, we put in some skill changes to make sure things weren't broken. Half of the shields, or half of the armor skills just don't work on shield armor, you're welcome. Like, cool, so shield is going to be the most boring one, too. That's my guess, at least. Oh, and the one thing that I didn't talk about, I guess 2 things. Speed penalty, obviously, this is already in the game, so pretty null and void, doesn't matter. No reason to talk about it, it does matter. Ammo capacity? Really? So unless there's an entire ammo economy overhaul, which I doubt because that's a lot of work, ammo capacity doesn't mean anything. I don't run out of ammo at plus 0% max capacity. I definitely don't run out when it's over max capacity right now. And I wouldn't run out if I was 20% less ammo right now. I can't remember the last time I came even close to running out of ammo. And I think that's also because probably 85% of players have the ammo beamed directly into their freaking body. Onion says, imagine breaking all of your saboteur plates. Take the skill where throwables mark enemies and marked kills with suppressed kills heal. You have another throwable every 10 seconds. When you say saboteur, I'm assuming you mean... Oh yeah, the level 3. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. You've got infinite heals. You get a smoke grenade every 15 seconds. It's an interesting idea, but in theory, I don't even know if anybody's going to use level 3. Honestly, it's either going to be level 4 is completely useless or level 3 is completely useless. And I think people are going to use level 3 just for the throwables. Level 4 is just non-existent. Why would you ever take this many plates? Why would you take the heavy speed penalty? You don't need the ammunition. Your consumable slots are smaller. And that trauma damage is incredibly insignificant, especially if you're only taking shield armor. So, congratulations, you made a level 4 armor. You made the level 4 armor only works with one type of plate. The passive only works on one plate. They're literally just just play with 4 blue plates. Not exactly. You could probably take 1 blue plate and 3 shield or something, but still. Yeah, guys, you can customize it and play however you want, except you probably gotta play how we want with that one. Oh, dude, this next part too gets me going too. After you select the frame, you fill the slots with plates. Plates are 3 different types of armor you can use: resistant, adaptive, and impact. These 2 each have advantages and disadvantages. For instance, plate recharge time stacks, so 4 impact plates will mean a 12-second recharge before they start regenerating. Can we just talk about how much I absolutely despise this? This is going to be a nightmare to put your plates on. Go back, select plate 1, and then I'll do impact. Plate 2, impact. Plate 3, impact. Plate 4, impact. Let me just put resistant adaptive impact. Let me go click, 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 click on the ones I want. Click, 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 click. Done. Takes me an hour to do anything. They're turning into Crime Boss Rock Case City, okay? They want you spending more time in the menus than they do playing the game. Exactly what I was thinking, Onion. That's exactly what I was thinking. Just give me a series of clicks to set it up. Left click to add plates, right click to delete plates. Bam. Alright, so this is the GIF of the impact plates. It's a new armor type that will always regenerate and restore fully. Here's a sped up GIF. See how it regenerates all plates fully despite having been destroyed? Awesome. As a downside, it has no damage reduction like the other armor types. Now, if I had to guess, this is not on overkill. It is sped up as well. Wouldn't it be faster if they just make it a pop-out menu on every plate? Yeah, probably. The piss plates. They're kind of green. Also, notice how they're like, yep, look, 4 shield plates on my armor that regenerates trauma damage when I get kills. I know it was probably for the demonstration, but I just still think that's funny. Really counterintuitive. It's working against itself. I'm going to finish running through the blog, and then we're going to go back to the document on Photoshop. It looks like hard. This is what blue plates would take on hard. Armor 2.0 will launch on May 26th alongside the next heist. We hope you're excited to try it out by customizing your own armor. Very cool. It's a warehouse, the PP warehouse. Cat walks outside. Shipping containers, it looks like. We're in some sort of rail yard. 98 boxes. Nice. How much does 1 bullet do you on overkill? Depends on the bullet and how far away you are, I think. Looks like a Payday 2 heist in style. I think it's fine. We can't really judge it off of this image. It's probably gonna be okay. I'm sure. They made it the Payday 2 health color. No way, it's a Payday 2 reference. Speaking of new heist, the PP heist is looking great. That is for us to decide. Development and testing are progressing well, and we think it plays beautifully. It leans more into open-ended gameplay, similar to Diamond District. So this could be good, this could be bad. Gives you the freedom to tackle objectives your way rather than following a fixed route. Visually, we've aimed to capture that grimy, low-rent criminal underbelly vibe we love. I'm sure they've done this pretty well, though. It will be the same price as our previous heist DLCs. Thoughts on a $5 DLC heist right now? I'm okay with it. Like, I don't want to give more money to Payday 3 right now, but it's like, I gotta make money. Diamond District is interesting, but I feel like there's no structure to the objective. It's like, just go steal things and then come back. Watch Dogs Day 1? Yeah, kind of. You'll see some good fixes and improvements, such as overkill weapons now being delivered right to your feet via drone. I was talking about this in Discord with someone earlier. It's a mixed bag for me. It's a positive because now you actually get to use your overkill weapon that's not the bat. It's a downside because game easier. They always forget to ask themselves that question. Will the game get easier by doing this? In the trash. Throw that one in the trash. Don't even think about it. And a new but recognizable free gun that we'll talk about more in the coming days. I wonder if that guy on Reddit, if you're watching guy on Reddit, do you think it's the FAL? The FNFAL? Good quality of life. Bad game easier. Exactly. Yeah, you're finally going to be able to use an overkill weapon that's not the bat on under the surface. I feel like if we paid 5 for a character, then 5 for a heist is fine. I think 5 for a heist is fine. New but recognizable gun. So it's got to be something that we've seen before, but there's so many guns in Payday 2. It's the spoon, imagine. I don't know. I'm picturing some of the most iconic weapons for Payday would be the Judge. We don't have the Shimano, right? So the Shimano. I'm trying to think primary. We don't have the Amcar technically. Strike 7's a good one. The RPG. Minigun. I don't know. Could be anything. We have more surprises in store for Payday 3 in 2025. Next update, December 30th. Looking forward to share more with you in the coming time. We hear your concerns about the future of Payday 3, and let us be clear. There are no plans to shut down Payday 3. That means absolutely nothing. Your feedback and support are the reason we've come this far. We'll keep focusing our efforts when we can have the most impact and keep building something that's worth your time. Unplanned shutdown it is. Yeah, there's no plans to shut down Payday 3. We're just planning to take every single person off of it to work on different IPs and have one guy making, weapon charms for the rest of time. Technically, that would not be a shutdown. This means absolutely nothing. This is just words until they show us they're actually updating the game. Like, I hate to say that, but it's just words until they're actually, showing us some updates and putting out some stuff, then they're not planning to shut down Payday 3. Who knows? The heist might be fantastic. I might be entirely wrong about Armor 2.0. Anyway, let's jump back into that real quick. Possible combinations and what I think is going to be the most overpowered thing. By far most overpowered thing is probably going to be single plate anything. Single plate anything, that whatever your playstyle is on that. You can just hold armor repair kits and have infinite armor. Or you could just have infinite health times a million because you have infinite first aid kits. Armor 2 is going to make the game super easy for people who want to play it like that, but I can see a ton of ways to make it harder using it too, which is nice. Yeah, but then we just have the same exact issue where if I'm the only one in the game not using single plate first aid kit ammo funnel, I'm a spectator as everybody else is just tearing the field apart. So it's like, I get it. You can nerf yourself if you're playing in a more controlled environment, if you play alone or with a smaller group of people that doesn't use the most meta stuff, then it works. But that is such a niche scenario. I'm not playing this game alone. You can't make me play this game alone. You couldn't pay me to play this game alone. And, I don't have any friends that play it because everybody left. So, and I think a lot of people are in that situation. Anyway, I think 2-plate vest is pretty useless. And honestly, the more I'm thinking about it, I think 4-plate vest is useless. People are going to use 1 and 3. So I think everybody's immediately going to be like, shield, first aid kit build with 1 plate. You don't benefit at all from using the 4-plate. You're slower. You take a hit to your downs because you have an extra plate in there. Ammo capacity doesn't matter. You can carry less consumables, and the passive is just brain dead useless. 4-plate's dead. All right, nobody's using that. 3-plate and 4-plate all start on 1 down. Okay, so the downs is kind of a null point at there because 3 also starts with 1 down. Only newer players are ever going to use 4-plate armor. I doubt it. Because you probably have to unlock it with levels. They're gonna not play it for their first 3 or 4 games, realize 1-plate or 3-plate is good. Bam, never touching 4-plate. Can we just not put a plate in? No, I don't think so. I think you have to put a plate in, which is disappointing. I really wanted to be a no armor plate. I really wanted to just have a health build that had, that buff right there to first aid kits or something like that, or something for health regeneration. Something interesting. All that being said, I'm also ruling out 2. 1 additional tool does not mean anything to me. I benefit nothing off of that. I can mark with infinite smoke grenades on a 3-plate. I don't know. I think if you're going to run something with multiple plates, the logical solution is just to go 1 blue, 3 shield. Because you can always armor repair kit that blue one back. What would that be? 7.5 seconds? Except for you can probably get that down with the tank skill that cuts it by 20%. So 6-second regen on a 3-plate vest with basically infinite trauma. It's like why 4 sounds interesting, but it needs more healing from the trauma. Like 1.5 even would be much more worth it. On paper, I think 1 sounds horrible. I will try it out. I will try it out. I'm going to be playing the Armor 2.0 update as soon as it comes out in a month. I'll be playing it all day. So, but yeah, I think the most logical thing to do is 1 blue, 2 shield. Invincibility bug when this update drops, I would not put it past them. Don't worry, they'll hotfix it out. Please laugh. Even if the trauma heal is good, you'd still prefer infinite throwables? Yeah. Fun, cool, interesting playstyle. Kill everything while walking really slow. Not that interesting, I think. Not in Payday 3. And then I feel like they just don't need to talk about the 1-plate vest. It's broken overpowered. It has to be broken overpowered. I can carry 6 consumables total with a skill. Each of those first aid kits healing me 65 health points, which is over half of a normal health bar. My concern is that when they said Armor 2 has been tested and validated internally and with partners to good feedback, is that they just didn't consider balance at all because they're all so checked out. They're all so checked out on balance that they're like, this game will never be balanced. Just do something fun, such as make you unkillable. Yeah, I didn't... Okay, so hang on. You gotta remember, Nana, I think Triage got nerfed, so it doesn't apply to first aid kits anymore. First aid kits are a flat, I think 25. It's either 25 or 15, so... Either 65 or 55. I think there are some other things that affect it. So like if you, the one where it's like whenever you get adrenaline, you get more adrenaline, I think is pain a symbolia. Yeah, but there's one where if you have adrenaline, when you heal and get adrenaline, you get more adrenaline. So it increases that by a percentage. 4-plate should have just increased amount of armor points for the plates, make plates in the 4-frame 100 points instead of 75. I think a better way to do that is just increase, like give it a flat damage reduction. You're walking slow, you're gonna take more hits anyway. Just give it like, you know, you automatically have 20% extra damage reduction. Realistically, it does the same thing, but better. So walking pharmacy, by the way, increases consumable count by 2. So that's what I was, anytime I was like, oh, it gives, your max is 4, but I've been saying 6, that's why. Whenever you gain adrenaline, gain 10% additional adrenaline for each down you have. Your max downs there, if you take... Shield is 2, so you are just encouraged to take a blue plate. You probably do just want to take a blue plate as a result there. New Armor 2, time to run 1 blue plate. Yep. Dude, seriously, I'm telling you, it's not going to be the shakeup people think it's going to be. The meta is literally going to be just running 1 blue plate again. People are going to try some other stuff out and be like, yeah, okay, cool. The meta is going to just be 1 blue plate. Nanner called it way back when. I agreed and called it with him. I thought 4-plate was going to be good, so I'll take the L there. I was wrong about that. I thought 4-plate was going to be the meta again. 3 is meta just because of the throwable thing and just getting infinite health off of that. So you're going to be running. The only things you're going to be running are... You're going to be running 1 blue plate health build, 3 shield... 3 shid plate. Holy crap. 3 shield plate. Probably just 3 shield plate marking builds. Or 1 blue, 2 shield... marking builds. There you go. There's all your builds. Why would you run a shield plate on single plate? Is there any reason to? 1 flashbang every 15 seconds and every flashbang lasts like 7 seconds. That's a fantastic point as well. You can stun the enemies as long as they like, or half as long as you take to get a flashbang back. Smoke bombs are the same way. They last probably like 10 seconds. I guess if you run 3 frame to optimize for assassin build healing, you just run 3 blue plates to minimize the downsides. Well, you have to remember you can only have 1 plate to benefit off of assassin. Borderline hacker stun, yeah, it's insane. So, welcome back, hacker. 3 plate grenade's gonna be wild, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting for like a couple heists. Run 3 blue plates immediately to break them immediately since shield, and then yeah, you just keep looping armor repair kits. So yeah, you might even be right there. Yeah, so you can go a full assassin build and just go. So you wouldn't even do 3 shield plates. You would do 3 blue plate marking builds. Congratulations, you added shield plates and now they suck. They either suck or they're so overpowered. It's gonna be a real fun update, fellas. I can see it now. One thing I'd really like to point out here is adaptive plates are literally showing how much of a band-aid they were right now. They ripped the band-aid off, dude. As soon as they could put shield plates in the game, adaptive is just like, nah, gone. Don't need them anymore. Armor 3 win. Hopefully soon, man. Yeah, so if anybody's looking at this update hoping for like replayability or build diversity, gone. It's gonna be less diverse somehow, I think. Gonna keep running adaptive plates? You can. There's nothing to stop you from doing that. But it's like, why? Again, why would I take the other reload skills when ammo funnels in the game? Why would I take adaptive plates when I can just run one of these 3 builds? It makes it hard to think about running anything else. I'm still astonished at 40 health points per first aid kit. That is absolutely nuts. I have no idea how that came to be. The team that internally tested and the partners that gave good feedback, I'm real interested to see what happens, because there is no way I can see this being, like, even fun, in my opinion. Fun is subjective. You can't measure something as fun and therefore add it to the game. Something needs to have, like, you know, some playstyle for people to try to enjoy and you know, put together, learn, and theory craft and things like that. In a game like this, at least. There is no, yeah, that's fun, put it in the game. That's not real. That doesn't exist. Which is why I really didn't like the nomenclature around ammo funnel. Especially you, Noli, if you're watching. I didn't like saying ammo funnel, taking the fun out of the game. That is not a real thing. You're not taking the fun out of anything. Fun is incredibly subjective. I think so too, Nader. So there's a good chance people will try to run the one shield build just because they're like, I have infinite armor, look at me, even though they theoretically have infinite blue armor, which is much superior armor, by just carrying some armor repair kits on the team. Yeah, 3-frame is less optimal. That's the only exception I can find here, is 3-frame is less optimal, but more fun. There's more to do there. Having an extra tool does literally nothing for you when you have infinite smoke grenades. Hi, Patty. And then getting a point of trauma back is pointless. 2 of the plates don't benefit off of it, and the 1 plate that does, it would take the entire game. How long does it take to finish, like, a freaking No Rest for the Wicked? 10 minutes? I can get 1 plate back worth of armor in that 10 minutes. Whereas I could restore infinite health off of smoke grenades. I can get back, you know, it would take me 2 first aid kits used to benefit more than a 4-plate armor. The entire game. 2 first aid kits used and I'm already up. Like, how is there such a significant difference? I don't know. I'm angry. I think that's where I'll call that there. I'm angry. Let's just play the video game. Is anyone else shaking?